Hey traders, welcome to the weekly Forex forecast for the 16th of June for next week. And we're going to go over the markets, do a bit of coaching along the way to help you make better decisions, to get those high probability, high profitable trades into next week. And I'll cover those in a little bit of detail just to help you along and to experience my 35 years of trading. So keep your trading simple is the key, really. If you overcomplicate it, then of course it gets a bit blurry. So let's go into it. The DXY, and as we can see, it's in a serious downtrend into next week. It's hit our weekly Forex forecast from last week, hit 98.00, and we do expect this price to continue down with all the turbulence and the tensions across the world. So it may pull back a little bit. It may do something like this into a trend line and then start to move down. What this means, if it does that and it breaks this support line here on the DXY, then you can expect the price to break that. If it does, then you can actually buy euro dollar, pound US dollar, Aussie US dollar, sell US Swiss, sell US Canadian, and so on and so forth. And we'll be cherry picking the best trades if that happens. So weaker dollar is expected into next week. Now the yen futures looks interesting. We've had a breakout kind of, but it's hesitating on this supply zone here on the advanced pro chart. So what we expect, if it breaks this to the upside, then we do expect that the supply zone becomes support and then heads for 73.18 into the next supply zone. This being the case, if it does happen into next week, then we can look at selling euro yen, pound yen, Swiss yen, all the yens to the downside if that happens. And I'll keep you up to date in the VIP room every day as I see it. And if you're not a VIP member, just pop into the description below and the links are all there ready for you to take advantage of my 35 years of trading. Now the Swiss franc futures look strong. We've got all the buyers in, as we can see here. Once the buyers all come in on the advanced pro charts, the price goes up. Simple. See that? And so the correlation with the Swiss franc futures, if this continues up above this supply zone, as it may well do, means that we'll be selling the Euro Swiss, Canadian Swiss, Pound Swiss, and so on, all those bags of Forex currencies along the way. Now this may hesitate a little bit because of this supply zone here. Knowing this, it did hit our weekly Forex forecast from last week, 124.58. And we do expect it to go up to 129.87. But we do need to see the price break out from this zone here. It may pull back into a demand area and then move up, but nonetheless stronger Swiss franc futures is expected. Now the indices, let's go over the indices a little bit. Whenever you see on the advanced pro charts the buy signal and all the buyers are in, just buy it. Just buy it, just buy it, just buy it, and hold. The price is holding above the 20 SMA, just hold it. Now what we can see from this, looking quite top heavy, 61.17 is the target, not far away, and it probably will hit it before it starts to descend. Now the markets are nervous, of course, with Iran tensions and Israel tensions and all the threats going on. So the stock market will be nervous, and it doesn't like uncertainty, so you may see that these markets may fall in the next few days. FTSE 100 has been rallying, as you can see above the 20 SMA, everything green, and hit our target of 88.52 in the last few days. So again, into a supply zone, so we don't really want to be buying into this on supply. We buy into it on the demand. That makes a lot more sense, doesn't it? Excuse me. So not parabolic is the Hang Seng, but I do expect this price to go higher to 25.15 if the markets aren't too nervous during the week. So let's have a look at a lower time frame to move my head out of the way. Let's have a look at the 4 hours. So we can see here from this 4 hour chart. Oh, it was a 2 hour chart. Let's go to a 4 hour. Much more fun. There we go. much clearer. So we can actually see the Hang Seng. So we will be looking to probably buy into this demand area down here. Can you see that 22,800? There's a very strong buying power of 74. Anything over 60 on the buying power is very, very strong indeed. So we're probably going to get some kind of setup like this into this zone here, and then the price goes up to there. That's 1,300 points. So look out for that. It could be quite interesting going into next week. Let's go to the Aussie 200 index. Don't need that one. Let's do that one. Excuse me, still got this virus going on. The Aussie 200 index is top heavy. We can say that it's top heavy, can't we? Because it's coming into supply. Hit our target 8583 from last week's video, but we're going to have to wait and see now. The DAX has changed direction. Have a look at this. The German DAX index is looking like a good sell. One of the first to give way into the markets. So we expect this to go to 21,915 into this trend line here. Of course, it can move a lot further down to here. So we will have a first target down into here, and then 18,800. It looks pretty good actually if the markets are going to give way. Now the Dow Jones mixed, to say the least. We've got a long-term downtrend going on here, so we could find that the price is going to move, hit our weekly Forex forecast target for last week, 42,483. Now our target is going to be down here, 37,86. Sorry, 37,386. So we do need to get confirmation. We don't have it yet. Similar situation with the Nasdaq, looking very top heavy on the charts. Don't want to be buying into this. Hit our weekly target from last week. Silver looks really good actually. It's been rallying stronger than gold, unusually. Looking top heavy now, but all the buyers in. When you spot all the buyers in on the advanced pro charts, see that everything green? That's perfect. Above the 20 SMA, big, fat, beautiful buy signal above the demand zone. Incredibly easy as well. Now, how do you manage that in terms of entry? Then you just go down to your 4-hour chart. Have a look at this. Have a look at this. If you spot a buying power on the advanced pro charts of 60 and above, the higher the number, the stronger the signal, then you are going to get a big move. Okay, we recently saw the euro dollar at a signal of 88. If it's up there with that money, with that number, then just get ready. It's gonna blow your mind. So we can see there's plenty of opportunities here. We're looking at price cycle throughout the week as VIP members, aren't we? So these are price cycle events which give you the opportunity to get into the trade on a buying power of 74. Anywhere here on silver, here, we can go on. But now we can see that the price has reached the pinnacle probably. There is further upside to go, and I think we're going to see gold fly if tensions get more serious, of course. Unfortunately, we don't want to see the tensions, that's for sure, but gold looks like it's going to make a move. In addition to that, we have oil parabolic to the upside above the 20. Look out for that. Look out for that. And you can see that the price is coming to a 72 number, which is very, very high. Into demand, into demand, into demand, and the price is going higher. So we do expect to pull back into a demand area in the next few days, into next week. Let's have a look at our target for this. So we have a target of $79 for oil. Could happen quite quickly. Now, we can see that the price has moved into the supply zone, but it's not taking it out yet, $73. So it's just above there, it's holding above that. So this may change and hold on, and this becomes support, and then goes to $79. Look out for that. I'll keep you posted in the VIP room. Gold has gone parabolic again, broken this trend line and gone up, come back down into the trend line. This is a common theme. Look out for this. If it breaks a trend line, it often comes back down into the trend line and then does that. Very, very common. Now it's heading for 3,500. Could happen really quickly, guys. So be ready for that on Monday, Tuesday. I want to cover the euro dollar a little bit more in detail because, again, you can see clearly the parabolic trends are the way to make money. Parabolic trend, parabolic trend, parabolic trend, and it keeps going and going and going across the board. Once you have it, fill your boots, make the most of it. We can see that the price is heading. We've got a new target here of 11676 and then on to 11879. Now, if the dollar continues down, breaks the support area into Monday, Tuesday, then we're going to see this fly as well as everything else. So make the most of it, please. And I'll keep you posted what's going on. Let me go into a little bit more detail in terms of the euro dollar. It's a beautiful chart, isn't it? How simple is this? Just wait for the price to come into demand and you've got lots of opportunities. This is a 4-hour chart. This is a 4-hour chart, okay? Get into the price when it hits liquidity. Get into the price when it hits liquidity. Buying power of 80. Buying power of 80. Very strong. Very strong. And away it goes. Away it goes. Now let me go down to the 15-minute chart to show you. Oh, it's a dollar index. Hold on a second. I didn't think that looked right. Let's go into the 15-minute chart and we can see that the price has come into a buying power of 64. Anything above 60 is very strong. So, and we can see this happening over and over again. Sniper trading as it's known in the trade. Now let me explain this, a bit of coaching going on. So what we're looking for is a number of events happening at the same time. So number one, the price has come down into a support zone, S1, support 1. It's come down into this demand zone, high liquidity zone, as we call it. And the liquidity is telling us that there's a very strong bounce going to happen here. In addition to that, so that's number 2. And then number 3 is the demand zone from the previous low over here. So we have 1, 2, 3. So we have 3 events happening at the same time, giving us strong support for this price to go higher. And well, as you can see, it did. And so what you want to do is to make sure that your stop loss is not below here, not below here, but below all the events. So below the demand area, below the buying power, below the S1, so that you give it plenty of time, plenty of room to actually breathe before it actually goes. You don't want to get a liquidity sweep because the liquidity is here. Most people will be getting in here. There's going to be a support line. There's going to be a demand area here. We don't see that. We only see the liquidity zone or the liquidity sweep, and then we get in with the institutions. Very, very important. Now, how far it goes, we don't know. We don't care. We're in the money anyway. So euro dollar looking really good. Now you can dial down into the advanced pro chart. You can dial down into the 2 hour. You can dial down into the 1 hour and see where these support zones are. Is the price there? And is it holding on to support as it goes up with a stepping stone effect? So more coming from the euro dollar more than likely. So let's look at these majors now. We can see that the pound USD is not looking as good as the euro dollar. So I'm not in the pound USD, but there is room for this price to go up. As we can see, the target for this week is going to be 136.99, but then it could go to 139.28. So be aware of this. Please don't miss these opportunities. They are fantastic. Let's go into the Aussie USD, a little bit more detail as well. We can see that the price came into demand. This is a beautiful, beautiful chart where the price cycle is very, very low. and we have a number of events going on here. We can see the number 77, the buying power of 77 is extremely high. Okay, and so the price is going high. It's got a bit of resistance, but you're definitely going in the right direction, especially if the dollar gives way. Similar situation for the Kiwi, New Zealand dollar coming into a very strong area of support. And let's look at the 2 hours, probably a bit clearer. We can see that there. And let's go into the 15-minute chart to see that price here. We can see the buying power of 60 on the money. And so the price is going to go up to 60.66. US Swiss, if you traded it, congratulations. Look at that. Beautiful chart. Let's go to the 4 hour. We can see the same thing there. So this was a power trade of 88, very, very high. If you see that number, it's a no-brainer. So let me go into that for you. Bit of coaching going on. This was the point here, up back here, when it had a power of 88. Now, there's a selling power of 68 here. So we missed out on that one. We are long the euro anyway. This does the opposite to the euro dollar. US Canadian to the downside. Let's go into the higher time frame. But we can see from this is a very weak buying power, 53. Not good enough. This is going to blow that out. And we can see from the daily, this is in a serious downtrend now, heading for 133.95. All we're waiting for is the price cycle to confirm. So from our perspective, we're waiting for this bounce here. There's going to be some kind of bounce, and hopefully into this area, 137, and then the price then continues down. So look out for that. Red hot, red hot. US yen, well, the US yen isn't trending. We can see that clearly from the advanced pro charts, hitting a demand area. So this is not something that we will be looking at immediately into next week. Flicking through. Okay, the Euro Aussie looks really nice. Let me cover this a little bit. So we have uptrend now up to 180.98. Could go a lot higher. 184.55 is the maximum you're going to get out of this, but that's a lot of pips. So coming to the 4 hour chart, you can see a buying power of 69. A buying power of 69. A fantastic area to get into. Of course there's going to be demand. Of course there's going to be demand. So you've got to wait. You've got to be patient with these markets sometimes. So it might be quite quick actually. This downward move into this area. The deeper it gets, the better, because then you're going to get that move there, and then you're going to get your profit. Price cycle is vital. Price cycle is vital. Price cycle is vital. That gets you in at the right side of the move. So we are waiting for that pullback. It will happen, and then we'll be into this trade. Pound Aussie, nothing going on there yet. Don't like that. Euro Canadian, this was mentioned in the VIP room, so we are waiting for this price to pull back. This is all green. Look on the left. Look on the left. We can see where the price is going to come down to. Buying power 65. A fantastic area to buy into. It might not come down that far. We've got a trend line here, but I suspect it will. So you could be doing something like this. Okay, so there's 193 pips there. It will come in as long as markets confirm. I'll let you know in the VIP room. If you're not in the VIP room, up to you. I'm only looking for serious traders, guys. I'm not wasting my time with anybody that wants to waste their time. Now, Aussie Canadian looking rather nice, actually. Into a downtrend on the left. This is not ideal. But so this indicates that there's likely to be a pull back. This is not something that we would be looking at normally, but we've got buying power 62, which could be a temporary trade back up to here. It's 100 pips there. So we're looking at that. So we can dial down into the 15-minute chart. We can see what's going on. Ah, there you go. There you go. Isn't that beautiful? So we can say that it's in a downtrend on the daily. This is not ideal because I want to be trading the parabolic trends in an ideal situation. But this has got a buying power of 67. So this could be fairly immediate on Monday. And you would have something like this getting into there, 88.10. Now make sure that your stop loss is below the next pivot, S4. It's come down a long way. So S4, you can have a 20 pip stop there. See that? Back up to there. So you could have a 4.12 risk to reward on that one. Look out for that. Look out for that. Looks nice. So sometimes it's not all about getting the typical trade. Sometimes there's opportunities within trading that are not actually perfect, but nonetheless sometimes they just work out to be perfect, like this Euro New Zealand. Look at that, come in there, 69, buying power 69, very strong. Let's have a look. Let's have a look. Where's it going? Well, there you go. 198.00 is a number. It's a big number. It needs to break the supply area here. If it does, into that trend line, boom. One to watch. Just flicking through now, flicking through. Aussie, New Zealand, look out for that. Could go parabolic to the downside, 106.81. Euro, Swiss, no, don't like that. The Swisses, don't forget, we are looking for sells. Remember, if the Swiss franc futures continues up above the supply zone, then you're going to see a nice move down into, so New Zealand Swiss, now parabolic. There we go, let's mark that red. So parabolic needs to break this demand area, fair enough. We can see the long-term trend here. As long as it does, you're going to have a nice trade here. Let's have a look at the 4-hour chart. We can see that the price cycle is not ready. So any kind of pullback into this yellow zone. So look to sell the Swiss pairs, in particular the New Zealand Swiss, and wait for the break here, heading for 46.68. Let's go into the yens. I'm not totally convinced of the yens because we need to wait for the yen futures contracts to decide which direction it wants to go. Will it break the supply zone, as mentioned earlier before? If it does break the supply zone, just a reminder what we're looking at. Yen futures into the supply zone. Will it break or will it go down? If it breaks to the upside, we're looking for selling the euro yen, the pound yen, etc. It's definitely not selling now. All the buyers are into a parabolic trend. However, it could turn on a sixpence here on the supply zone. So look out for that. 165.85 was hit this week. If the yen futures goes down, which is a possibility, then we're going to see a much bigger figure here on 175 into the euro yen. Flicking through. There's a possibility of a trade here on the Aussie yen coming into strong support here and here. As you can see, a demand area. So we need to go into the there we are. It's not come down deep enough. This is buying power 72, so it's a strong one, but it does need to come down a bit more before we buy into this. Not totally convinced of the yens. As you can see, all the yens are top heavy on the charts. Lots of buying opportunities, but they may well have gone. We'll have to wait and see, play it by ear. They may just come in, but have a look at this on the pound yen. Very, very top heavy. You don't want to be buying into a supply zone here. You want to be buying into a demand zone here. See that? That was your opportunity to get in. So let's do that, a little bit of detail here. Buying power 65. Buy it. Okay, and into supply. there's your you've got a selling power of 65. So equally, this could easily go down in the next few days. Bitcoin's selling off a little bit. Let me just show you the daily chart. We can see that we've got a sell signal here, and it's gone parabolic. So you may find this tricky to trade if you trade Bitcoin. I don't. I just own wallets. So I'm not really bothered what it does, to be fair. But down into 101.51 is likely, certainly Monday. There's a buying power of 57, which is very weak, which indicates that there's probably going to be a fall to $94,000. Euro pound. I know some people trade this, so I've included it. I don't like it, but there's your swing low. Another swing low here happening. But make sure when you see the swing low, there's no point trading a swing low price cycle low when it's not hitting demand. Okay, you're going to have to, if you go long there, you're going to have to put your stop there, or there at the very least. There's better. Okay, into demand, into demand, into demand, into demand. Okay, so have a wonderful week and have a wonderful rest of your weekend, whatever you're doing. But the charts are looking pretty good actually, and I'm pleased to say that the parabolic trends are here, and you really should take advantage of it. And if you want to know more details about the advanced pro charts or gold on steroid software, then please message me. If you've got any questions at all at any time, I'm here to support you. Have a wonderful weekend.